So what you need for your half cakes, you need all-purpose flour, or you can use any kind of baking flour. So for me, I decided I wanted to use all-purpose flour. Also, you need sugar. So this is the sugar I'm gonna use, and I'll show you the measurement. So I'm gonna use whole milk, but you can use evaporated 2% or no milk at all. It's up to you. And also you're gonna need eggs, any kind of eggs, organic or this kind of eggs. And for the eggs, you can use just one or two and not the whole thing. So in half cakes, you're gonna need baking soda and also baking powder. So this is baking soda. It's one of the things you need. And this is baking powder, so do not mix them. This is baking powder and the other one was a baking soda, but you need both of them. Also, you're gonna need your butter, so you can use any butter, or if you don't like butter, but for them to be nice and soft, you need butter. So I'm gonna use this kind of butter today, but you can use any kind of butter you prefer. For frying, we're gonna use vegetable oil, but you can use any kind of oil. But for me, I'm gonna use this 100% vegetable oil you can get from any store. Also, you're gonna use yeast, although you are not gonna let them raise, but you're gonna just put yeast and cook right away. Last but not least, we're gonna need salt. So if you don't want salt, you can leave salt aside, but salt make it them tastes good. So here I have everything that I'm gonna need to make my half cakes. So here I have 1.5 tablespoon of baking powder. Just remember it's baking powder. And the next one, I have 1 tablespoon of baking soda. And then I have 1 tablespoon of yeast. Also, I have like a little teaspoon of salt, not full but half. And then I took because I don't like too sweet, I just took 1 cup of sugar, but you can put sugar however you prefer it, you can use. And here I have 1 egg, and I have butter. Butter is just 3 spoons of butter. And also I took 1 cup of milk. I didn't mix with anything, it's just whole milk. And then I have my flour, which is like 5 cups. So that's what I'm gonna use, the flour and the rest of the ingredients together. And then when you are cooking, when it comes to baking soda and baking powder, most of the time for the good half cakes, you want more of the baking powder and less of the baking soda, because if you put the other way around, they are not gonna be good. So it's gonna be baking powder when it's too much is not good. So more what you need more baking powder and then less of baking soda. So if you put like 2 spoons of baking powder, you just need maybe a spoon of baking soda. So the first thing you're gonna do is to turn on your stove and then ready for put your pot and then ready to put cooking oil. After the oil is ready, go ahead and put that oil in your flour. This helps it to make it softer. After pouring the oil, go ahead and then mix your flour. Just mix it together before you putting all your dry stuff. So after mixing your oil in the flour, just go ahead and put all your dry stuff. So with your dry stuff, you can put it in any order you prefer. It doesn't matter. But the first thing before putting anything, it has to be your hot oil first, because that helps your half cake not to come as hard as stone. So just go ahead, put the oil and put the rest of the dry stuff. And then you don't need a mixer to make half cakes. So because I have a mixer, I decided to use it. But also you can use your hand to mix it. But make sure you mix it, and just remember this dough, we don't let it raise. after putting everything in, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix everything together. So go ahead and mix everything together. So you're just gonna mix the dry stuff first before putting any milk or water. When your dough is ready, just take it out and then started working on your half cakes. So half cakes dough is not as hard, it's not as hard as the mandazi dough. It's a little bit softer. So this is how your dough should be looking. I'll just take it out and I'll show you guys how I'm gonna be working with it. This is how your dough supposed to look. So now I'm gonna start working on my dough. As you can see, I'll just put a little bit of flour, and just because it was too wet, so I'm just gonna make a little bit firm so I can be able to work with it. So just create your place where you wanna work with your dough and start dividing into maybe couple balls. So as you can see, after divided into couple balls, so I'm gonna start rolling them. So you roll it like chapati, and then you're gonna cut into 4 pieces. So like that, you can cut any amount of pieces enough for you. So just like that, roll it, and it's not too thin, and then get your knife and cut into like four corners, like 4 angles, like a rectangle. That maybe will make sense. So cut like a rectangle, and that's how afterward you can start cooking, and then they can create something like half cakes. So it's different from mandazi, but some mandazi will make same shape, but I think half cake is good when it's rectangle, though they don't stay in a rectangle shape when you cook them, but that's how we cut the half cakes. As you can see, all of them are done and ready to go to the frying pan. I went ahead and prepare my oil. So my oil is ready now. I'm gonna start cooking them very slow, and then you don't want your oil to be too hot, so they can be cooked inside and outside. As you can see, they are cooking very good. So I went ahead and changed the pot because it was a little bit too smaller. So I decided to use the frying pan, which is a little bit bigger and it's enough space. So see how they are looking good and cooking very good and slow. As you can see, they came out very nice and very good. They cook very slow, so they are cooked inside and out. So as you can see, guys, now our half cakes are done. I hope you learned something, and if it's your first time from this channel, this is Flo Osei's Kitchen. It's where you get all African recipes. So do not forget to subscribe, and also give my channel a like if you benefit from something. So thank you, and see you guys for the next recipes. I'll go ahead and show you guys. I'll just cut one so you can see how they look. Oh, look at that. Look how yummy it looks. So thank you for watching my channel, and do not forget to subscribe.